Hey, it's me, Vicki Marie. Sorry, I just forgot my coffee. Oh gosh, I left it over there. Oh, I need my coffee. Okay, I'm on my second coffee of the day. Good morning. So, I had a good sleep last night. Well, I'm saying good morning, so remember, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. This morning here in Spain, it is 25 to 10. I started a little bit late, didn't I? As always, I start doing something just before I'm due to go live. I've got my second coffee of the day. Now, something that I just want to tell you before I start is some good news. Well, good news for members. So if you're a member, if you have a look, you should have some extra emojis that you can use. So I've had these emojis quite a long time, but I just didn't know how to add them, and now they're all there, extra emojis, especially for members. So there's emojis, bless you, no twonks today. There's my doggies, there's Rocky, there's Riley, there's Tia. And yeah, there's a cup of tea, there's wine, there's coffee, there's a heart. So however you're feeling as you're doing, as we're on a live now, if you remember, you can use these special emojis. So I'm so glad that so probably 6 months I've had these emojis that one of my members very kindly designed for me, and I just didn't know how to put them on there, and now they're on there. So it's good. Okay, so what else have we got to say? I had a really good sleep last night. I hope you're all feeling good. It's Friday here in Spain. Of course, I was so certain we were going to get some good news about Samantha. I was absolutely positive. I just felt so positive about it. But again, we've got another day dawning. Samantha's family will be waking up or going to bed again without knowing what happened to her. It's awful. It is truly, truly awful, I think. Anyway, so let's talk. We're going to talk about it. I feel like there was something else I was going to tell you, but before I started. But anyway, let's have a look. So, I need to say hello, don't I? That's it. God, don't know what I'm doing this morning. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Karen. Hi, old hippie. Hey, hey, hey. Hi, Kelly. Now, somebody has used some. Look, Kelly's used some of the emojis already. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Sally. Sally Riley. Yes, unfortunately, old hippie isn't very promising. But anyway, we can't give up hope, but it's very, very sad. So in Western Australia, it's 3:30 p.m. It's 5:30 p.m. in Victoria. Right, I'll get my head around these times one day. Probably not. Hi, Barbara. Charlie's got a cafe con leche and tostada and mantequilla. So he's got a coffee with milk and buttered toast. I haven't had any breakfast yet. I just haven't had time, but I will be doing afterwards. Kelly's got a latte. She doesn't want to cook dinner tonight. Hi, White Raven. Hi, Matthew. Hi, Alana. So last night on a sort of brief live, another channel, Ninja's Chihuahua, had made that very helpful video that showed us what the area is like that they've been searching. So let's just have a look at that state park. So the police announced, didn't they, a couple of days ago that they were going to do a fresh search in a new area. They requested that the public did not participate, which is a sign that they were expecting to find something. And also they took the cadaver dogs from New South Wales. And, that led us to be very hopeful. I'm sure that the police were hopeful, but I'm sure Samantha's family were hopeful that this was a good tip that they'd had. We don't know what tip they had. It may have been phone data, it may have been information from someone. We don't know what led them there, but we know that they went there, and they've done 2 days. They've searched for 2 days in this Enfield park, Enfield State Park, and Ninja Chihuahua did us a little video to show us what the area was like, etc. And it is a difficult job, you know, for the police to find Samantha. The dog should help. Anyway, they've searched for 2 days, and I think they've given up the search, but we're going to look at the news articles. Well, I say they've given it up for now. That doesn't mean to say they may not go back. Apparently, they're not going back tomorrow. But of course, tomorrow is weekend. Whether they'll go back again on Monday, I don't know. But let's have a look anyway about what's been said about it. So first of all, we're going to read this Daily Mail article. We're going to watch a couple of videos later, but we're going to, first of all, just read this article. Fresh heartbreak for Samantha Murphy's family as the detectives make a grim decision in the hunt for her body. Oh, White Raven. Thank you. White Raven has just joined. Oh, Thursday night is the members live, and we'll join you officially for that. You get a nice little song sung to you. Welcome to the cult. But anyway, thank you for that. Thank you for joining. Right. Okay. So going back to the article. Gosh, anyone would think I didn't sleep last night. Sometimes I think the better you sleep, the more sort of woozy you feel the next day. Anyway, fresh heartbreak for Samantha Murphy's family as detectives make a grim decision in the hunt for her body. So these are decisions the detectives are having to make all the time, isn't it? To start searches, to abandon searches. I mean, it must be awful for the family. The roller coaster, it's bad enough. I knew there was something that was going to do. I need to light the candle, don't I? I was thinking, oh, there's something I haven't done. Yeah, for us, it's a roller coaster, if you like, because we're invested in Samantha's case now, but we don't know Samantha. It doesn't affect us in a personal way like it does the family. So goodness knows how this is affecting them. You know, that bit of hope that they must have every time the police say they're going to resume searching, and then the hope gets dashed when the police have to tell them that they haven't found anything. You know, it's it just must be awful, mustn't it? Must be awful. So February the 4th, Samantha Murphy was allegedly murdered. Of course, we have to keep remembering to say allegedly. And the police carried out extensive bush searches on Thursday. They quietly returned on Friday to continue the hunt. But for now, they have stopped searching. So search crews have abandoned their latest hunt for the body of Ballarat mum Samantha Murphy without finding any trace of the missing mother of 3. And I'm sure we would have got to know by now if they had found anything. So on Friday, police returned to bush tracks near where the mother of 3 went missing on February the 4th. But by 1:30, the mission had been called off. So that's quite early, isn't it? 1:30 p.m. The mission had been called off with the last of the Victoria Police dirt bike team seen loading their bikes into a trailer. Seems very early, that. Anyway, they'll have their reasons. So police pack away their dirt bikes after another unsuccessful search. It's just so sad. An officer prepares to pull out of the area after another unsuccessful search on Friday. Must be very disappointing, you know, dispiriting for the police as well. This was when they searched for in Bunyinyong, not the recent search. So, according to the Daily Mail, the police will not return to the bush tomorrow, and the unsuccessful search will come as another blow for Miss Murphy's long-suffering family. I mean, they are long-suffering. I mean, God, this has been since February without any, they've got resolution in one way. Obviously, Patrick has been arrested for the murder of Sam, but they need to bring Samantha home. So they're taking part in a rally this evening, which is sort of now, isn't it, in Australia? There's going to be a rally against men's violence in Ballarat. Because, of course, in Ballarat, in the same area of where Samantha was attacked and killed, according to the police, also there's been the murder of Hannah Maguire, who's been murdered by her ex-partner, Lachlan Young, a week ago. And also there was the murder-suicide, allegedly. Another woman was murdered by her partner, who then, according to the police, according to the official version, took his own life. So Hannah's family are expected to be at this rally handing out T-shirts with Hannah's face on, and also Samantha's family are expected to take part. So on Facebook they said, tomorrow we will march and stand in solidarity for Hannah Maguire and every other female who has lost their life to violence. We have had T-shirts made for Hannah. This is Hannah here, bless. She was only 25 years old, I think. Murdered by her ex-partner, who she had tried to take out a restraining order against, but anyway, it didn't save her, unfortunately. So tomorrow we will march and stand in solidarity for Hannah Maguire and every other female who has lost their life to violence. We have had T-shirts made for Hannah and would be honoured if you wore one. Earlier, a police spokesperson told Daily Mail Australia crews were undertaking a targeted search in the Ballarat area on Friday morning. So that's obviously why they finished at 1:30. If it was a targeted search, they must have been just searching a specific area. Detectives from the Missing Persons Squad, as well as a range of specialist resources from across Victoria Police, are involved in the search, she said. Dear me, it's just so sad, isn't it? Anyway. So police have once again entered thick bush in an area about 25 kilometres from where Samantha Murphy vanished. Oh, hippie, do you mean Samantha's attack? Samantha's attack took place at Mount Clear. That's what the police say. And I presume they know that from her Apple Watch data or her phone data. The police are certain that she left on the run. She got as far as the Mount Clear area, and that's where they believe she was attacked. Search crews have been looking down mine shafts, navigating treacherous conditions in the hunt for clues. So, yeah, it's a very difficult search, but specialised dogs capable of finding bodies have been brought in to assist the search. That was Mick when he was talking again, so unlike a large-scale search, which was carried out on Thursday, media had been kept in the dark about where crews were looking on Friday. They obviously were really convinced they were going to find something on Friday, to keep the media out, to keep everybody away. Over the past 2 months, police have also regularly undertaken a range of inquiries and small-scale searches as part of the current investigation, the spokesperson said. We are not in a position to supply further specific details of today's operational activity at this time. The search had provided renewed hope that search teams were close to locating the 51-year-old's body. So they brought in these specialist cadaver dogs. They focused their search within Enfield State Park, which is 30 kilometres south of Ballarat. So it's a little way away from where Samantha was attacked. But at the same time, another search team, this is interesting, another search team was also working 25 kilometres away in thick scrub in the Durham Lead Nature Conservation Reserve. So this is another new place. You know, I do think the police are playing a bit of a, you know, are they sort of distracting people that they're searching in one area, whereas at the same time they're actually searching in another area where maybe they, you know, we don't know what the police's motives are, what's going on behind the scenes, as they're doing what they need to do for the investigation. But this is something I've not, this is an area, as far as I know, hasn't been mentioned before. The Durham Lead, I'm going to have a look up, see about what I can find about this. So the Durham Lead Bushland Reserve. Right, I'm just going to share this. So this is near this is the Durham Lead Bushland Reserve. So apparently they've been searching there too. Just trying to work out where it is in relation to Buninyong. Anyway, so here's another area that we need to look into. So they're searching in two areas. So that's the first time, as far as I know, that this area has been mentioned. So I need to do a little bit of looking at that area. So for now, we'll just go back to the article. So this nature reserve is just south of Buninyong, where Miss Murphy's phone was last detected by mobile phone towers at 5 p.m. on the day she vanished. So they've searched in quite a few different areas. A helicopter was seen flying overhead the dense woodland just before 2 p.m. on Thursday, with search crews making their way deeper into the thick scrub. By 4 p.m. the search was suspended for the day. So that was the first day. So why did they only go to 1:30 on the second day? You know, I wonder why they only did a shorter day the next day. Anyway, Thursday was the first time search crews have used the highly trained cadaver dogs brought in from New South Wales Police since the investigation was launched. So yeah, I thought that it said this. Some people were saying, oh no, they've used dogs before, but according to all the articles and the news things that we're going to look at, this is the first time that they've used cadaver dogs, or maybe just these particular ones. So they're specially trained to be able to sniff out human remains and corpses even under extreme conditions. And police on trail bikes have also been used to help cover the wide area of the increasingly desperate search for Miss Murphy's remains more than 8 weeks after she vanished. Sometimes it does feel like it's increasingly desperate. I was so sure they were going to find her. You know, when they start to concentrate their search efforts, you feel like they really are narrowing in. But we still don't know what new information triggered this, do we? So we just don't know. Okay, so let's look at some of the news articles now. Yeah, oh no, I do give the police credit, old hippie. I do like to give the police credit. Not Lana. They can only be bothered once a month or so. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know. I think the police, they will genuinely want to find Samantha, if not just for the family and just for, you know, the niceness of it. Oh, my candle's gone out. Oh, I might need a new candle. Well, that's odd. I think that candle might, yeah, it's last. I need another one. I'll get one in. Yeah, I've got loads over there. Yeah, the police will really want to find Samantha, if not for the family, just for the fact that they don't want to look as if they're not doing their job properly. So I personally do think they're trying their very best to find her, but the thing is, they can't just go out and search everywhere, can they? You know, they just can't. I mean, it's massive, so they've got to try and you know, localize points, you know, to search. They can't just go out and search the whole bush, so it's difficult. So I've got new candles for Samantha and for all the other missing people, of course, and for everybody who needs a candle lighting for them, really. There you go. New candle might bring new hope, new news. Hi, Tina. Happy Friday. Yeah, happy Friday to everyone. Yeah, that's right, Barbara. When they did the last search, they were more looking for electronical devices. The dogs they were using were more for electronical devices. You felt like maybe they were looking for the phone or the Apple Watch or something like that, or a SIM card. But it's interesting. That's why I felt more positive about this last search, is because the dogs that they were using were specifically to find remains. So, you know, that I felt like there must be pretty certain that there was a chance of finding Samantha, but anyway, they haven't, not so far, not as far as we know. Anyway, okay, let's have a look at just put that down. But I'm interested in that new search area as well. That's the first time I've heard that area mentioned. Let's have a look. So this is current affair we're going to look at.
Body of a missing mum will be found. On one hand, it brings closure. On the other, a lot of pain. For Samantha Murphy's family, the wait continues. A new search today coming up empty. Sam Cucchiara was there. And Sam, it's been 2 months since Samantha was allegedly murdered. This new search seems to be moving further away from her home.
It certainly is, Ali. Today's search zone was around 20 to 30 minutes away from Samantha Murphy's home. Of course, the place she was last seen back on February 4 when she set off on her usual daily run. Now, detectives have not publicly revealed what led them to this specific area today, but it is my understanding it certainly was not the man accused of her murder, Patrick Stevenson. It's my understanding he is not being cooperative with police while he remains in jail on remand. But it's certain.
So it seems like he's still not being cooperative. So nobody's saying that this information has come from him. The twonk. Let's put the twonk emoji out. Oh, God, gone. There you go. What a twonk. This is one of my new emojis for the members. What a twonk. That's Patrick.
Certainly looks like the police are looking at the very real possibility that Samantha's body was moved, could have been moved after she met with foul play.
You know, to be hopeful of a breakthrough than see it come to nothing as we did today, what must that do to her poor family, Sam?
Look, Australia's heart is just breaking right now for the Murphy family. Ali, we know that Mick Murphy, Samantha's husband, has been out searching, looking for his wife every single day. And I think to have your wife, your mum, your sister, your daughter disappear in such a way is one thing, but then to not be able to bring them home to say a proper goodbye is another thing altogether. And we must remember that for the Murphy family, the world has not stopped. Life has had to go on. They still need to go to school. They still have to run the family panel shop. And they must just spend every waking moment wondering whether today will be the day that they'll finally find Sam.
Yeah, I mean, it's a form of torture, isn't it? And it affects the whole town too, Sam. I mean, they're all riding those waves of emotion, just like the family. They want her brought home too.
The town here is just shattered. There's still a very somber mood around here. Of course, the Murphy family was very well known through local schools, their panel shop, their family business, also the local theatre, an art scene that they were involved in, but also those hundreds of people who didn't know the Murphy family but felt touched, felt compelled to come out and search for Sam, and did so day after day after day. As one local has told me, they too have had to go back to work, go back to school. Their lives have had to carry on, but there's always that niggling thought in the back of their mind, when will Sam be found?
And that's that, isn't it? I mean, this family, this town, they've gone through enough. But we also got to remember that Samantha she's one of 3 women allegedly killed in the Ballarat region in just 3 months. I mean, how does anyone feel safe?
Yeah. It really is extraordinarily sad, Ali. A lot of people here are absolutely outraged. A lot of women that I've spoken to here in town just can't believe that something like this could happen here. Not only the alleged...
Right, so just what she was just talking about. So this is now 3 murders in 2 months of women. You know, I think Samantha was the first one, and then of course there was the murder-suicide, and then of course the young girl murdered by her partner, ex-partner, and then the police at first thought was a suicide, and then eventually realised that it was a murder and arrested her ex-partner. So that's 3. What those 3 murders have in common is they're all women. But of course, they're different ages. Samantha was 51, the young girl was 25, I think, and the lady in the murder-suicide, I think she was in her 40s. So they're different ages. They're all females. They're all different kinds of cases, because obviously Samantha, if you know it's true that Patrick is the killer, she was killed, seems, by a stranger, because the police have said there's no connection between them, whereas the other 2 women were killed by, well, one was killed by a partner in her own home, and this Hannah was killed by an ex-partner. It's thought to be that she was killed in his home. So how did he get her to go to his home? You know, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? How did he get her in there in the first place? So there's, you know, but so what the thing is, the situations are so different. You know, one person's just going out for a jog on a Sunday morning, like anybody should be able to do safely. The other people are in their home. One's in their own home, and they should be safe in their own home. And then the other girl somehow was in sort of lured into her ex-partner's home, maybe even kidnapped and taken there. You know, we don't know yet the exact circumstances, but the one thing that they do have in common is they're all women, and that's why there's going to be this march in rally in Ballarat this evening against gender violence.
Killings of those 3 women, but there've been bushfires near here. A miner was killed underground while doing his job. Ballarat has really copped it this year, but I think one thing that's really shone through is the solidarity that this community has shown, that incredible strength. And to that, they're actually planning on holding a vigil here tomorrow evening to honour the lives of those 3 women.
Yeah, and we do know too that while police have wrapped the search today, they will be back out again tomorrow. Thanks for that, Sam, in Ballarat tonight.
So bear in mind that was after yesterday's search. So they have been back out and searched again till 1:30, and apparently the search has been called off.
I think of the Browns family and Fred and Kim Goldman. And I don't think there
Off now.
there
Don't
ever
want to
will be
see
closure
about,
because of what you said. I mean, there's closure because he's dead,
Oh,
but they live it every day. They miss their son, and the Browns miss their daughter. It's
yeah. So let me just stop sharing that now. You know, yeah. So it's been called off, the search. Anyway, let's have a look at another news article. Okay, sorry, it took ages.
The devastated community is now preparing to rally after 3 women were allegedly murdered in the regional town in just 3 months. Joining us is former police detective Duncan McNabb and Ballarat councillor Belinda Coates. Thanks for your time. Duncan.
Sorry, and yeah, and important to remember as well, last year in the Ballarat area, there were no homicides. And now we've had 3 homicides in the space of 2-3 months. It's only April. Surely that's it now for Ballarat for this year.
Duncan, to you first up, can you tell us what we know about this new search for Samantha?
It seems as though the police have got some fresh intelligence, which may come from a variety of sources. The public inquiries have been making some of the forensic materials they gathered while they've been searching previously. It's directed them to a place around about 25, 30 k's from where Samantha lived. The search started again yesterday. They've also brought in, interestingly, specialised specialty dogs from New South Wales. Only New South Wales and Queensland have them.
Okay, so the fact that they've done that and they've bolstered the resources in this particular way would indicate to you that they've received some new intelligence, so you don't just go out there.
And at this point of the investigation, it's about getting new intelligence and either moving with it or eliminating it as a possibility.
Give us an idea of the complexities of this investigation.
This investigation has been incredibly complex, geographically challenging to start with. All the sites that they've been looking at are old mine sites from gold rush days, hazardous for searchers as well, and quite simply great places if you want to conceal somebody. A large town. What they've got is very little evidence to indicate where Samantha might be. So it's this extensive process of elimination. It's the jigsaw puzzle, piece by piece.
Okay. Councillor, can I come to you? I mean, you're dealing with an awful lot, and the area is dealing with an awful lot at the moment. 3 women murdered, allegedly, in 3 months. How is the community holding up?
People are devastated. They're shaken to the core and grieving. People are hurting a lot here and really angry as well. And these are all really normal and understandable responses given the situation that people are facing here, and recognising that we can't shy away from the fact that this is a problem for Ballarat, but it's also a national problem. Violence against women is a nationwide problem, and it's actually a national crisis.
That is for certain. But what do you do with all those emotions in your community right now? I mean, what is it like day to day?
Day to day, people are asking for answers and they want to take action, and that's what's behind people wanting to rally tonight and come together to support each other in solidarity, to stand together, to support people and individuals that have been affected, to acknowledge and respect the lives of women who have been lost, women who've been killed as a result of these alleged murders, but also violence against all women. So it's a call to action and really shining a spotlight on male violence and recognising that that's at the core of the issue, that we need to address it as a city and a nation.
We seem to have been,
much more needs to be done.
Sorry to interrupt. I mean, we seem to, forever and a day on this show.
Sorry, I just want to say as well, and as far as Samantha's murder is concerned and Hannah's murder, they're both these young men, aren't they? Both seem to come from very similar sort of backgrounds, seem to come from good families, no sort of, not come from poverty, not come from rough backgrounds as far as we know. They've not had any, they've not been arrested before. So the similarity between those two, it does make you wonder, did they know each other? Is there any connection? similar ages, similar circles they must have moved in. Maybe they did know each other. You know, I don't know how it is there in Ballarat, but just the fact of Patrick's father being quite semi-famous makes you wonder if people would have known. Gosh, how many people would have known? Young people would have known about Patrick. You know, would have known him just in the circles they moved in, the bars they went to. You know, I don't mean know him like as a best friend, but just would they have circulated in the same circles?
Especially the last couple of years, we've been saying it. Politicians have said that they're going to handle it. Our police force inundated every day with new cases.
Hi, Kelly D.
What is the answer?
Violence against women is preventable. That's the response from all of the experts in the field at the national and the state level, that we need to address male violence and work with men and boys to actually nip in the bud the problematic attitudes and the harmful behaviours and stereotypes that underpin violence against women. And to do that, it needs to be treated like a national crisis. The scale of the problem, as people know, more than one woman per week is killed in this country as a result of male violence. And to address that, the resourcing and funding needs to be proportionate to the scale of the problem.
Well said. And our thoughts are with you in the community as you march today. Appreciate it. And Duncan, thank you as well.
A new search will continue this morning for missing mum Samantha Murphy. 9 Melbourne reporter Gillian Lanteris is in Ballarat for more. Jill, good morning. Police are now focusing on Enfield State Park.
They are. Good morning, Sarah. And for the first time, cadaver dogs have been brought in to assist with the search all the way from New South Wales. Today's search will be scaled back compared to yesterday, but they are focusing their attention on the Enfield State Park area, which is about 30 kilometres south from Samantha Murphy's home and about 25 kilometres south from Buninyong.
Now, don't forget what we've just learned as well, that not only they were searching that area, they were also searching this new area. Well, I say new area, I've not heard of them searching it before, the Durham Lead Bushland Reserve. So that is somewhere they've been searching as well. So they have been searching in 2 areas. So, oh gosh, you know, they must have some information.
Where her phone last pinged and where the search site was last undertaken. Now, police say news sources from various areas have tipped them off to this area, but it's unclear exactly what has led them to that specific spot. Here's Xanthi Mallet, a criminologist, to talk us through some of the things that they are looking into.
I imagine they've spoken to local people. This may have been witnesses, for example. This could also be from the technology that they've been recovering.
Now, 22-year-old Patrick Stevenson has been charged with murdering Samantha Murphy. It's understood he is still not cooperating with the police investigation. I have spoken with Samantha's husband, Mick Murphy, last night. He says he is disappointed with the outcome of yesterday's search, but he will be here in Ballarat tonight to rally for Samantha Murphy, as well as 2 other women who have been.
So when tomorrow morning, probably now, we will. I'm presuming there'll be video of the rally and that. So Mick's going to the rally as well. That will. You know, I would have liked to have gone, but obviously I can't. I can't just hop on a plane to Ballarat. Much as I'd love to hop on a plane and go and attend this rally, I can't. Well, I wouldn't get there in time, even if I left now.
Allegedly murdered here in Ballarat since February. Sarah.
Jill, thank you.
Okay, so another video I want to look at. So this is about the rally. This video is specifically about the rally. Let's have a look.
Occurred over the past 3 months with the alleged murders in the Central Highlands region of Victoria, where there are just so many towns that are really in shock following what's occurred over the past 3 months with the alleged murders of 3 women, all from this area. Community leaders now taking action. One of those being Ms. Austin, who joins us now. You're planning a rally today. What's prompted this, and what are you expecting today?
Yeah, I think a lot of us in the community, us particularly women, we're saying that enough is enough and it's time to.
Isn't this Sissy Austin? Isn't she the girl that got attacked a year earlier? I'm pretty certain that she got attacked in somewhere in that area a year earlier. We saw that, you know, the awful pictures of her after she'd been attacked by somebody as she was running. And she's the one that's organising this rally.
Come together and stand in solidarity with everyone and show the country that we're united and we're here to fight for our, you know, our safety in the town and across the region. So yeah, we're rallying today at 5:30, starting at the train station. Yeah.
And we've already seen such outpouring of support in Ballarat, especially following the disappearance of Miss Murphy. What does it mean for a community like this to sort of come together like that?
I think it's really important to come together in times like this. It's the community's in shock. There's a lot of grief. There's a lot of sadness. There's fear to like even exist in the community as a woman. But it's also we're not lacking that fighting spirit as well, and that sense of, you know, looking after each other and coming together. So I think that it's really fitting that this Friday today that we're going to be all getting around each other and specifically getting around the families who have you know, so tragically lost their loved ones in such a, you know, close period of time, each of the three women. Yeah.
And you've shared your own stories suffering an assault while running in bushland, not dissimilar to where Ms. Murphy went missing. Today we're going to hear also from the families of all the three women involved. How do you approach healing from a situation like that as a community?
Yeah, you know, what happened to me, I've reflected on it a lot over the last few weeks, specifically, you know, this week, that if there's any reason why I survived what happened to me, it is to, you know, rise and fight and be a voice where I can. So yeah. So.
And when you have a rally like this, it's not only women that you're putting the call out to, is it?
No, we're putting the call out to everyone, whilst it's about women coming together so that we're not feeling so, you know, alone in how we're feeling in the community. We're calling on everyone to come. Like we want men to come and stand in solidarity with us, and we expect men to come and stand in solidarity with us. And I think that the rally this evening is an opportunity for men in the community to show that, you know, that we do have support and to have a circuit breaker in the narrative that's existing across the region with regards to, you know, men's violence against women.
And of course, you've highlighted previously that, of course, this issue affects First Nations women in a very specific way as well. We're seeing that in the Senate inquiry that's happening now into missing and murdered First Nations women that's due to hand down its report later this year.
Yeah.
What changes are you hoping that will come from that or that need to happen?
Yeah, I think the report that's to be handed down is really a really significant moment in the country, and I would expect that, you know, those in positions of power don't let the stories of hurt, pain and suffering that have been told throughout the inquiry by Aboriginal women, not let those stories go by the wayside. And, you know, we've seen many reports with regards to the injustices that, you know, our people face, and it's time to put those recommendations into practice. And there will 110% be recommendations coming out of this report that I would expect to be put into action immediately. Because
the only positive thing that comes out of these horrible murders, etc., is it does at least put a spotlight on things. People are debating. Hope, you know, you just can only hope and pray that it leads to some sort of change in society. But that is the only positive thing. This rally tonight, it will be well attended, won't it, because of the publicity from Samantha Murphy case, etc. And that is some sort of little bit of silver lining, I suppose, in all this miserable news. But you know, it's good that people are at least coming together, to most people. It just shows you. So we're looking at 3 cases within 2 months in Ballarat of 3 women murdered by men. But you'll see, and when it comes to the vigil or just in general, these are small, tiny percentages, these twonks, they are a tiny percentage, and we have to remember that. But they sort of create this atmosphere of fear, you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. But, it just seems that for 3 things to happen, all together like that is unusual. I mean, it really is unusual. As I say, no murders whatsoever in Ballarat last year, making up for that this year. But we do have to remember that not all people are bad, not all men are bad. There'll be men there at this vigil, Mick for one, who wouldn't dream of hurting a woman. So we have to remember that. But everybody has to get together, and men have to call other men out. To me, this is a thing that's important, because quite often men, young men especially, sometimes if there's one that's mistreating a woman, the friends don't, say anything, because they don't want to cause a scene, or they don't want to, get involved or whatever. They've got to start calling people out. If you see a man treating a woman badly, even if it's just like what you might think is not that important, just calling her names, or just shoving her around, doesn't have to be punching her or whacking her on the head with a hammer. Just abusive women starts with little insults, little things. If you see your friend, if you're a man, boy, man, whatever, and you see your friend doing something like that, you have to call them out on it too. You have to say, look, that's not acceptable. It takes a lot of doing. I know that sometimes to get involved. I know my own son, when he was going out, when he was probably about that sort of age, early 20s, out in town, and there was a guy who was having a go at his girlfriend in the car park. And there were loads of people around, and nobody was doing anything. And my son stepped in and said, hey, hang on a minute, you can't be doing that. And, obviously he got a mouthful off the guy, got a mouthful off the girl as well, to be honest, because that is something else that does happen. But at least he stood up for his principles. At least he said, look, hang on, this is not cool. You can't be doing that. So that's all you can do. You may not get thanked for it sometimes, but I think it's important that you still try, in my opinion.
The country is facing a crisis with violence against women broadly, and, specifically Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander women, with the report to be handed down next week. So, yeah, listen and lead with love.
Okay, so listen and leave with love. That's what Sissy's got to say. Okay, so yeah, it's all a bit it's very sad, isn't it? It all feels a bit disappointing, because it did seem like the police had some targeted idea of where Samantha was, and they were going to bring her home. But anyway, not today, or not yesterday in Australia. Anyway, that's it really for this morning. I mean, I will keep you posted, obviously, any developments, and we will look at the vigil in the morning. That'll be taking place probably soon, I would imagine. I think it's evening time in Australia, isn't it? All coming into it. And we will look at the vigil. And I just wanted to say, is he on 9 News now, Quizzical? Let's have a look if I can find it. Bless him. All right, okay. Sorry, I'm going to stay a little bit longer because I want to show you this article. And I can find for some reason there it is. Let's have a look at this article. I'll try and find the actual video, but there is an article about it on 9 News. Life was really good, and then this, Samantha Murphy's husband speaks. So what's this? This is the rally, I think. Oh, this is a video of the rally.
Samantha Murphy's husband, Mick, spends every single day out in the bush looking for his missing wife. Today he spoke exclusively to 9 News about how difficult the last 9 weeks has been for him and his family.
Yes, it's just, you know, for someone so...
This is going to make me cry, so I'm just warning you now, I might cry, but he does look like he's lost weight, bless him. I just can't even imagine, because, you know, I've never shown the picture of Samantha's children. I've got a picture of all her children, a photo of all her children. And the boy, the young boy, he is so young. He is so young. It's just heartbreaking. And Mick has got to be the strong one for these children. And, you know, I won't show the photo of Samantha's son, but he's just so little, you know. It's just awful that he hasn't got his mum. It's awful for all of them, but I think he's the youngest, and Mick's the one that's got to deal with it.
So good to be gone out of the community. It's, yeah, pretty hard. Yeah, as a husband, you know, she's always good to us and good mum.
Mick met Samantha at their local pub and have been inseparable since, sharing 3 children together.
Where I used to do all my drinking at the local establishment in Gordon. Yeah, so, and yeah.
See, there you go. He's smiling again because now we know a little bit more about Mick. It doesn't seem so strange that he's smiling because this is his personality. That's the problem. You know, when you know, people are first being interviewed, like if their partner's disappeared or if they're under suspicion for something, we don't know how they normally are. And the more we get to see how Mick is, I think the more we understand why he was smiling, because this is his personality. You know, it's that's what makes it so difficult to, you know, or so important not to judge people straight away. But it's so sad, isn't it? Seeing him cry like that is very sad. But you know, he's doing that when he was talking with Jess. He didn't cry, did he? Though there were times when she was talking, you could see his bottom lip going, because he had to be strong for her. Now he's out there just with the reporter. He doesn't have to be strong because there's none of the kids are there with him. So that's probably why he broke down.
We were friends for quite a period of time, and then one thing led to another. We moved in, and you know, and sold one house and renovated another house and sold that, and then Jess come along. A few years down the track, Millie come along, and then Liam popped up.
Police have also spent the day searching for the 51-year-old. Yesterday, cadaver dogs were brought in from New South Wales to help with the search. Police are currently looking through Enfield State Park, which is 30...
Down the track, Millie come along the house and sold, and then drinking. As a husband, you know, she's pretty hard. Yeah, as a husband, you know, she's always good to us and good mum.
Mick met Samantha at their local pub and have been inseparable since, sharing 3 children together.
Where I used to do all my drinking at the local establishment in Gordon. Yeah, so, and Yeah, we were friends for quite a period of time, and then one thing led to another. We moved in, and and sold one house and renovated another house and sold that, and then Jess come along. A few years down the track, Millie come along, and then Liam popped up.
Police have also spent the day searching for the 51-year-old. Yesterday, cadaver dogs were brought in from New South Wales to help with the search. Police are currently looking through Enfield State Park, which is 30 kilometres away from Samantha and Mick's home and 25 kilometres from Buninyong, which is where Samantha Murphy's phone was last detected. Investigators say intelligence from various sources is what led them to that location.
And just the person she was. Yeah, kind, caring, loyal, yeah. Offer her help to anyone at any time. So that's, yeah, and always smiling and happy, and, so that's just what people to remember Sam, how she was.
22-year-old Patrick Stevenson has been arrested and charged with Samantha Murphy's murder. He is...
All of you that are members out there, put your twonk emoji on. What a twonk. So this is what this man has caused, and he's still causing distress. Gosh, where's the twonk emoji? I hate this guy. Honest to God, I hate him more and more every day. Every day that he leaves this family. God, I can't get me... Every day that he leaves this family without answers, I hate him even more. Anyway, where's my twonk? My twonk emoji. Yeah, what a twonk. Thank you, members. If you remember and you've got access to the members emojis, put on the what a twonk. God. Oh, just looking at him now, it's just like, what you're doing. Just horrible person. It's even worse now what you're doing, not even letting them have the remains, not even letting them bring their dead mum back to bury him. What sort of a man are you?
Isn't cooperating with the police investigation. There's a rally in the heart of Ballarat this evening to honour the lives of 3 women whose lives were tragically cut short in Ballarat since the start of the year. That includes Samantha Murphy.
Well, police have returned.
Okay, so yeah, thank you for I think it was Quizzical who let me know about that interview. And look here, so apparently life was finally starting to slow down when Mick Murphy's wife was allegedly murdered earlier this year. Samantha Murphy functioned like clockwork, so her husband knew something was wrong when she failed to return to her Ballarat East home on the morning of February the 4th. After calling her mobile with no answer, he notified police and began searching in nearby bushland. Oh, and look how young they look. I mean, they don't look that different, really, do they? I mean, obviously older, but I don't think Samantha's changed at all, really. And Mick just put on some weight, but his face is the same. More than 3 months on, he told 9 News in an exclusive interview that he has not stopped searching for his beloved wife. On that particular day, I was outside. I can just see how this would be. You're outside and you're thinking, oh, she'll be here in a minute, she'll be here in a minute. And I thought she'll be coming up the road pretty soon, he said, and then she didn't. Hi, David. I just thought, well, she might be gone a bit long. She might have gone a bit longer. I went outside and said to the kids, has Mum come home yet? And they said no. I thought that was a bit odd. Police almost immediately appealed for any information about Samantha's disappearance, with dozens of searches, including one today, which has found little to no trace. But it hasn't stopped. Hi, Annie. It hasn't stopped Mick, who searches daily, either by driving through town or spending 2 hours walking through a pine plantation. Sometimes I go for a drive, and it may not be anywhere in particular. Or I go for a walk for 2 hours. It varies every day, he said. It's very good for my mind, and if I sat at home, I wouldn't do myself any favours. So Samantha's body has not been found, but 22-year-old tradie Patrick Stevenson has since been arrested and charged with murder. Look, another lovely photo of them. All these lovely photos coming out now of Samantha and Mick. Now, the thing is, I feel like I was going to say something then, but it's gone. No, I was going to say something, but it's gone. So he's still searching, going out. I'd be out there every day looking for whatever I could. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. So it seems like they've worked really hard. You know, they've come all these years on. Now they're in a good position. You know, got their lovely house. They've got their 3 kids, and they haven't. Doesn't feel to me that they've just got there by accident. You know, they've worked hard over the years. They've been married apparently for 26 years. But see, like he was saying, they would buy a house, do it up, sell it, buy another house, do it up, sell it, and they'd got to a point in life where they were comfortable, and now this happens. I mean, just awful, isn't it? You know, awful. So Mick and Samantha apparently met at the pub in Geelong. The pub in Gordon near Geelong. They hit it off immediately. We were friends for a period of time, he said, and one thing led to another. We soon lived together. We've always had our own drive to always be successful. We've always worked hard. Life was really good, and then this came into our lives. Yeah. So that's the interview that we've just watched. The couple's 27th wedding anniversary was February the 21st, a milestone that was hard to celebrate. Of course, it was Samantha's birthday over the Easter weekend as well. Sam is an incredibly smart and wonderful woman. She was kind, caring, loyal, and would always offer to help anyone at any time. You won't hear a bad word about her. She was a good mother, caring and always providing for everybody. She was always smiling and happy, and we want people to remember Sam for who she was. Anyone who knows her knows what she's like. This was the community vigil on the 8th of March. Mick stopped briefly after tearing up, saying it's hard for someone so good to be gone from the community, and he will join the families of 2 other women allegedly murdered at the hands of their partners in a rally in Ballarat tonight. The walk shows the respect the community has for Sam and the others who were killed. The support will be great, and I think it will be pretty emotional time too. Everyone will stick together. The Ballarat community is really good, and everybody knows everybody. There will be lots of hugs and cuddles. And despite the community support, there is no escaping the nightmare for Mick, who will not rest until his beloved wife's body is found. I would not wish this on anybody, he said. Oh, dear me, so very sad. But anyway, there's still hope that she won't. I mean, there's no hope she won't be brought home alive, that's for sure. But very, very sad. Very sad. Okay, I will be back later. Thanks for using the twonk emoji. I think we might be using that twonk emoji quite often, don't you, on these live streams? I think the twonk emoji is going to be the most used emoji of the new emojis. But there are more emojis there. So I've got the wine emoji. I want to just show you now the new emojis that are available for members. Emoji for anything. So there's the dogs. So there's Rocky. These are the emojis. Rocky, Riley, Tia, Then there's no twonks today. This one I'm going to use in a minute when I say goodbye. Live and love wisely. Bless you. There's a little special Vicki Marie Chat's heart. There's a cup of coffee. There's the old vino. There's another one that's the old vino. There's a cup of tea. And the one I think that's going to get used the most on my channel. What a twonk. So Patrick Stevenson, what a twonk you are. What a twonk you are. But anyway, for now, I'm going to use the bless you one. Oh no, the live and love wisely. I'll use both of them. Yeah, so I'm loving these emojis. I think they're going to come in handy. So remember to thank you so much, all of you that have been here with me today. We keep the candle going. We just keep praying. Every day is a day that maybe Samantha will come home, and seeing Mick so upset like that, it makes it even more important. Just can't imagine what it's like for him with the kids, you know, trying to keep everybody together, and that little boy who really is a little boy, Liam, so difficult. So whatever you're doing, whether it's morning, whether it's afternoon, whether it's evening, remember to live and love wisely, carefully. Have a good whatever, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Thank you. And until then, may your God go with you. Oh, and by the way, thank you again to White Raven, who became a member during this stream. Thank you so much. So don't forget to put your finger on the like button. I need to get an emoji done saying that, don't I? Okay, thank you. Bye.